Alright, welcome to Klossy channel. I've decided I'm one of those guys that instead of having multiple different channels, I'm just going to put everything all in one spot for you. So today we're going to add a playlist and it's going to be called Cooking. Now to start off with, it's going to be a little bit of experimentation. Don't worry too much, it should come up nice. What we do in butchering, yes that's right, I'm a butcher, that's what I do to earn money and buy cameras and stuff so that I can make YouTube videos. Now, as a butcher, we use many different packaging techniques, I suppose you'd call them, and one of them is called shrink packing, which is when we use a cryovac machine and takes all the air out of the pack and then seals it shut, and you end up with something like this. Normally there's not so much liquid in there, but I've done that because today's product is marinated. Now what happens is when you put this into hot water, it shrinks and it gives products that nice tight packed look. It's nice and shiny and it looks really good. Now don't freak out, it's not one of those MMA, PVA plastics that can poison you. We wouldn't be allowed to pack it in the plastic in the first place if it was something that wasn't fit for human consumption. I'm not saying you can eat the plastic, but you can pack meat in it and cook with it, as you're about to find out. This is the first time I've actually cooked. The pork that's in here is actually raw, so this is the first time I've cooked with this plastic, but I've done reheating with it before and it works just fine whether you're using a pressure cooker. Actually, I don't know if it's going to work fine. This is the first time I've put it in there, but I've reheated on a gas stove before and the plastic doesn't melt. It doesn't taint the product that you've got in there. And I've also put it in an urn, which is quite a handy way of heating things up. So I'm going to show you as I put it in, the bag's going to shrink and hopefully cause a bit more pressure, get the flavours that I've got in here nice and infused into the meat. And then once I've boiled it for about an hour, there's about 1 kilo of meat there, so I think an hour should be enough. After I've boiled it, I'm going to take it out of the bag. I'm going to put it into a piping hot oven. Hopefully we'll get some nice crackle and some awesome pork to eat. So let's have a look and see what happens as I drop it into the boiling hot water. Okay, so I think I've set it right. We'll come back in an hour and see what happens. So now it's an hour later, we can open it up and see what's happened. And we didn't cook it under pressure, so we don't need to release or anything. The lid just comes straight off and we can have a look. And it's still all nice and perfectly sealed. I just have no idea how I'm going to get it out. When removing it from the bag, be careful of steam. And the liquid spewing out of it. Now I think the temperature at high slow cook isn't high enough to actually cook in the time that I've given it. So now I'm going to put it in the oven for an hour and a half at 140 degrees. Give it a bit of a heat at the start to help the crackle, but just cook it nice and slowly so the meat comes up nice and soft and tender and then more heat at the end again. Then you want to light the oven. Get it nice and hot. Like burn your eyebrows off hot. And yes, I've nearly burnt my eyebrows off in the oven. So we'll give it 10 minutes at 250, and then we'll come and turn it down to 150 or so and leave it for a good hour and a half. So there's nothing. So what we're going to do is give it a bit of heat and crisp up that skin. Go 200 for about 5 or 10 minutes. So you can hear it start to crackle and pop, as I like to call it. Just have a little check. Oh yeah. Tap it with a fork. Still doesn't sound high, so we'll give it 5 more minutes. So really, if you want good crackle, the best thing to do is not marinate it. But we'll see how this lot goes, and in the next video, the next cooking video, I'll do a better job. Normally I'm pretty good with crackle. This time it's not working so well. Let's check and see how it's going. So it's starting to sound a bit high there, which is a good sign. Oh, and there as well. That's what you want. You want it just to sound hollow. So what we'll do is just shove it back in there and turn the oven off and just let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Alright, let's take it out and see how it went. So I knew there was a risk this was going to happen when you're looking to have crackle. Don't marinate the skin, because it'll end up that colour. So aside from some fairly burnt skin, we've got some nice and beautifully cooked pork. Thanks for watching. Comment what you think I should cook next, and don't forget to subscribe. Good night. Take it out of the bag and put it in the oven and hopefully get this pork nice and crispy. Hello.